The President is a play about a president and a first lady, or more specifically a dictator and a first lady. We find ourselves in an unspecified Central European country in what just might be the last days of the regime.
The journey of the play is them talking about themselves, their lives, their fears, their hates, their loathings, and we travel from the presidential palace and then eventually to Portugal in the second half of the play, where the president has disappeared with his mistress, who's a young actress, and the rest of the play takes place there.
My character in the play is, I would describe her as spirited, youthful, an opportunist, dynamic and earthy.
The First Lady is an extremely wealthy, fashionable businesswoman with many corporate interests, and she is of a higher class than her husband, the President. He worked his way up from the bottom.
My character, Mrs. Frolic, has worked for the presidential household for 20 years, and she's inherited the position from her mother, but there is sort of a generational shift about to happen, and it's believed that her son, who is now at university, has joined the anarchists. And really it's about people on the brink of change and in the grip of incredible fear.
And one of the things that's the most terrifying about that is that we realise that they're a lot like us. They have all of the same insecurities and fears and frustrations and rivalries and jealousies and bitternesses and need for reassurance. And so Thomas Bernhard, in a way, presents these characters as a kind of mirror for the audience.
I think this production is actually terrifyingly resonant right now, universally, internationally.
The play of the President is about many things, but fundamentally it's about the mechanisms of power, which is particularly relevant at the moment with the rise of the far right, and this is clearly a very right-wing regime that is depicted in The President.
On the one hand, it is a kind of strange, twisted black comedy and comedy of manners. And on the other hand, it is a kind of monstrous outpouring of language where we get to know the characters through these kind of extraordinary virtuosic monologues performed by extraordinary actors.
It's a thrilling piece, but it's very elusive and it's very challenging, I think, certainly for actors and for a director, but challenging for the audience. Hopefully by the time the audience come into the equation, we'll have liberated ourselves into it and liberated it. I think it's surprising in many, many ways. Hopefully it'll be funny as well as being shocking and thought-provoking.